you.
This is several old pieces that I did way back when I first started. I would go down and get all these little scraps of wood out of the scrap box. And I'm not sure what the woods are. And I think the lighter one is sapele, and I can't remember what the others are. And then while scrounging in my garage this week, I found that old shelf and just decided to mount them on that. And the trouble is, it weighs a half a ton, and it's going to be hard to hang on the wall.
Is the background's wood, right?
Yeah, it's maple. I think it's a maple shelf, maple veneer shelf.
Interesting.
Really nice.
But
I really like it.
Very cool.
It makes them stand out rather than putting them separately on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, Barry, what really helps the background go along with your wood carvings are these, where I'm trying to find my mouse here. You see these brown lines you have here in the background, the skinny one here?
They're in the wood, yeah. They're part of the shelf. That's what I like.
That kind of ties in with your pieces very nicely.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
You use a chisel? How did you do the?
Oh yes, yeah. It's all. I probably used a bit of a what do you call Dremel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then to get the back, you know, it makes grooves though. So then after that, I mostly chisel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
They're all small, obviously. These are the big ones are about 6 inches, and the small ones just a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do these.
Wow.
If you remember last week, I was kind of talking about vibrations in paintings.
Yeah, you're trying to work on our brains, I think.
Yeah. And somebody at the very end asked whether I thought it was the lines or the color that made, that contributed to the vibration. And I hadn't really thought about it before. So I did about 5 minutes of research on Google, just went out and got these pieces. I was talking last week about what's his name, Ellsworth Kelly, and the painting down on the lower right there.
Yeah.
Is an example of one of his
Kelly vibrations
paintings, and I'm guessing that it's pretty much there. That's the guy I was talking about, where the museum guard had to leave the room because he was going buggy, being surrounded by these kind of paintings.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit like 3D.
Yeah.
With the glasses.
I was trying to separate out kind of whether it's the shape or the color. I mean, that's a pretty simple shape, but I'm guessing it's the color there that kind of makes your eyes go, flit around and makes it look like it's moving. Then the Bridget Riley, I mean, that's just an example of op art. Mm-hmm. She made a whole career of just doing black and white wavy lines in different configurations. But again, I mean, I don't know how much of that you could take. I don't know that I'd want one of those in my living room.
I hear
all three of these fulfill that purpose. My eyes bug out with all of them.
Yeah.
Very good, Steve. I love them though.
This is, I was taking, this is really old, about 10 years old, and I was taking basic drawing classes with Franz Marie Jaeger, and we were learning how to use oil pastel. So I'd seen a painting by Agnc, and I sort of stylized it, abstracted it a little bit, going from paint to oil pastels.
Nice.
And I don't know, is everybody familiar with who Agnc is?
No.
He was an Austrian painter, and he was a protege of Gustav Klimt, and Klimt, who did elaborate dressings, gowns on women portraits. It was a lot of gold lame in the gowns, and very intricate backgrounds. He was a textile designer too, and that's where his intricate background drawings came from. But anyway, they're an interesting connection because during the 1918 influenza pandemic. They both died within a few months of each other in 1918. And Egon Schiele put out a hell of a lot of art, but when he died, he was only 28 years old.
Oh,
And he's well known for his nudes, nude drawings. Some of them, many of them pornographic, that he did inside brothels and stuff. But anyway, there's a museum in New York City called the New Museum, NEUE, and it probably has the world's best or largest collection of Egon Schiele paintings and drawings, along with a very huge collection of Gustav Klimt. And the one
So Michael, is this then a mixed media?
well, it just the mixed media is just from the drawing. I imagine I sketched it maybe with ink or with graphite, but the background is might be acrylic, but the image is all pastel.
Because this part in the middle looks kind of embossed, like it was pasted on, like it might be a collage.
No,
No,
it's
just texture.
it's all oil pastel. It's made to look a little bit like a mosaic, and that's the effect you can get easily with oil pastels. You just use shading and different pressure on the crayons, but it's not very large. I think there's about 8.5. The image is about 8.5 wide and 11 inches tall, something like that. Maybe the frame's 11 by 14. I mean, the background.
Well, thanks for the art lesson.
yeah, that's a great, great story on the artist that you patterned this after. I'll have to look him up.
Okay.
This is something that I remember. I went to San Juan Capistrano last week, and Los Rios Street. There's a district called Historic Los Rios District, and it is the oldest street in California.
Wow.
And they had an old outdoor jail cell there that was dated back to 1896. And they allowed you to walk in and out of it because it was just a graded outdoor cell. And right beside the jail cell, I found this item. And it fascinated me. I mean, it, you know, what do you think? I think it's concrete that with rebar poured into the shoe. And I'm thinking, wow, how weird. I mean, how extraordinary, you know.
It's scary, you know.
So my mind went to maybe it's like a shackle, an escaped prisoner, and they shackled him this way and he couldn't walk, something like that. It kind of makes your mind go.
Yeah.
Joan, that's why I love your photography, because you are not the typical photographer. You look for really interesting subject matter as opposed to just taking a picture of scenery.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
I love this. It's just really dynamic.
It grabbed me the minute I saw it. You know, it kind of made me stop and take a breath because I've never seen anything just sitting there right on the ground by the jail cell. So I wondered, it was just so out of place, or you know, it just caught my eye. But thank you.
Makes you think, huh?
It did. It
Yeah.
did. I mean,
I have lots of stories in my head what this could be, but I don't. It's just really makes you think.
you don't go anywhere in all my lifetime. I've never been anywhere and run into something like this.
Yeah.
Joan, is it fixed to the ground or was it just lying there?
I don't think it's, you know, I didn't try to move it.
Is it part of the exhibit, the cell?
Well, it may have been. It's a whole, like a courtyard area.
Ah.
And they have miscellaneous old wagons and
Okay.
artifacts like that. And this was just sitting by the jail cell, and I tried to put two and two together.
Yeah, well, it seems appropriate next to the cell, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought.
Locked in place. Yeah.
Yeah, all
It's
right.
like a little bit of a warning.
So now you've seen
But
an artifact on the oldest street in California.
oh, another nice watercolor from Joy.
Thank you. This is my other experiment. And I just put the color and the water and let the water do the job. And finally I found, oh, it looks like an old town. And I added a small bridge and connected two parts. Yeah,
Beautiful.
just
Yeah,
sometimes.
gorgeous.
Like that palette.
Thank you.
What kind of watercolor paper did you use?
It's a cheap watercolor paper. The big pad, 18 by 24 is a Canson. And because this cheap watercolor paper can let the water flow quickly.
I think it's intended to be a minimalist abstraction.
Yeah.
And you don't want more background.
No.
I like this very much. I
Terrific.
think it as soon as you put it on the screen, I mean, it has an immediate impact.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
I think the sky and the foreground are just very impactful the way they work.
I do too, Scott. And the other thing, Joy, you might in the future, when you do this, submit a close-up of one section of it. For example, when I'm looking kind of to the right of the painting, just beyond the middle, there's some really interesting things going on where it looks like you have some blues. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some really interesting things going on there that I would love to see more closely.
Okay.
You know, it might be a good thing to do to add a close-up shot along with the picture of the whole painting.
Joy?
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
You,
Well, I just haven't finished it and I don't know how to finish it. So I thought I'd bring it here. And these kittens are just rambunctious. They're very young and untrainable at the moment. My neighbor's kitties. So what can I do for a background? All I think of with those kitties is vibration. So suggestions, please.
I think you need a background because the way you position the kittens and your use of color just really brings out the individuality of each kitten without the background interfering with their personalities.
Yeah, I like it the way it is. I like that
Yeah.
cat on the left, that small little cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I don't.
The shading behind the little guy, I really like. I would maybe use a little bit more of it around both of the cats. That blue on the right-hand side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the blue would look good on the ball.
oh, yeah.
The cat on the right is hanging onto a ball. And a little bit of that blue tint on the ball would
Yeah.
The blue on the ball or the blue underneath his belly as he's stretching? Where?
Oh, you mean on, he's talking about this ball right here. And here's
Yeah.
the blue. Okay.
well,
Put the blue there? Put the blue on his under his
blue
belly.
on something to tint the color of the ball a little bit, just to accentuate the fact that it is a ball he's hanging on to.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah,
first
a
look
little-
at it, it looks like he's hanging on to space. When you first
Yeah, a little bit of definition on the ball.
Oh, okay.
In
But
fact,
that's-
I thought it was a pillow, actually. Liz, the only thing that I saw right away that I would like to have seen better. You see this eye on this cat? It's all completely black. And I love the one on the right where you have a little green in there. I wonder if we could just have a little green in this eye on the left, because it bothers me that it's all black is all. Just
Okay.
One-eyed cat.
The thing is, I like the idea of using that bluish color that's on the
Yes.
smaller cat and expanding that out. The other thought that I had was if you want to accentuate the ball is do some typical ball color like a reddish or something like that. Just add some more color to the overall piece.
You mean the
Yeah,
red
that's
ball
good.
instead of a blue ball or whatever?
That's why I was talking about using the blue as part of the ball
Or
color.
a different color of blue,
okay.
different
Yeah.
shade of blue.
Okay.
I never,
This is, again, playing around with that jelly plate, making prints, adding some shiny oil pastel. And so dear friend of mine back east had a big birthday, and I thought, I was thinking of her, and I've been collecting phrases and words just randomly from magazines. And then I thought, let me see if I can pull up something that fits with her personality. So I just played around, made a little series of prints and sent them up as a birthday gift. So, and she was, I mean, this is fun for me, and I'm, want to try a whole lot of different things and see whatever, suits my temperament. And then she was so happy, and I was happy she was happy. I didn't realize how appreciative she would be. So
It's a
that
great
was a
idea.
nice surprise.
Are these labels painted in?
Those are just, cutouts from AAA magazine, and just,
But they are a part of the artwork.
yeah.
I thought,
So
I didn't know if you were
just,
identifying them for us,
I can't remember. Gloss medium or some, I have a little tin of sticky stuff, and
Framing too, the mat and
Yeah.
yeah, so I have a really good online resource that's just called American Frame. And you can get really perfect, wonderful mats, any size, shape, form, they cut it for you, and it's fairly inexpensive, and it makes it all come together. So
yeah.
Well, they definitely are framed very well for those pieces.
yeah.
thank you.
This is the one that I showed earlier when I just started it to ask your opinion on what direction it should go.
Mhm.
And I ultimately, most of you agreed that it should go this direction.
Right.
So I just went back into it to enhance it and add more glazes to it. And it turns out for me to look like one that you guys wouldn't remember anymore, because I sold it quite some time ago. But I had a painting entitled Shanghai that was sold at Cole. And when I went back and was looking at old photos, this one, not intentional, just turned out looking a lot like it. But it's obviously mixed media, lots of glazes, some drippings, some charcoal line, some heavy paint in some areas, and then also some powdered pastel.
Wow.
Oh,
Very
Stunning.
striking.
Very nice. Yeah, striking is a good word. Mhm.
Very nice.
Nice.
I ended up liking it. I went through different stages with it. At first, I was going to keep it very subdued, but you know me and my color. So I just ended up bringing more and more color into it, and ended up liking the end result of it.
Mhm. Lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful. That deep blue really makes it sing for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like jewelry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Helen, it's your turn.
okay. This was a lesson that was given to us by Sally Pierce, and she wanted us to do an animal. So I selected wolf, and I kind of it looks angry, I know, but that's what a wolf is all about. And I just went kind of crazy with it, and that
Very nice.
this animal was in the snow, and so that's why all the white is on his forehead there. And I don't know, the rest was just messing around with it. And, he looks mean, and
Did you use just one reference photo, Helen, or multiple?
one. Yeah, it's hard. It was hard to find just a face. Well, you could get some with the entire wolf on it, but that's not what I wanted. So I just found this one. I thought, oh, I'm going to do that one. See how it turns out.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if shade it in a little bit, or blend it in with the the brown by the nose at the end there. If I should have not made it so severe, like maybe a little blending or just a little.
Yeah, I think so, Helen. I think that sharpness gets to me, but not much, just a little bit of blending in.
I see that now, and so I can go in there and fix it, I believe. So what? Teeth.
I like the work you did on the teeth. I see you spent some good time on it.
Okay, yes,
Very nice.
thank you.
Uh-huh. There. I wanted Steve to tell us about this video rap thing. I thought it was very cute. He's got his wife over here. I'm glad.
Yes, I saw.
I'm glad you're bringing Sherry into them.
Yeah, we need a nice looking face. And
That's true.
that cowboy is not me. That's something I picked up on the internet and messed with.
Well,
I had intended to, have it be me, and then I found that guy on the internet. He was just so goofy. I had to include it.
Yeah. It's a great composition, the whole thing, and good boogie music in the background.
At the very end, I found this little movie of Picasso painting on glass, and then I thought there must be a cool quote to go with him, and it would go with the point of the video. And so the idea, he spent 8 years to paint like Raphael, and then a lifetime to paint like a child. I thought was pretty interesting. So.
Yeah.